Let's roll the intro. So we met each other the first time at SMF. That was the first time that SMF happened, right?
Yes.
So the Sanjay Mortimer Rap Festival, it started in Oxford
That's right,
first time. And we met there. So you know what it is like to have a first time event, right?
I know what it's like running an event, it's exhausting. He's done a great job, hasn't he? Yay!
And also, that was the first time when I learned about the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation and that you support what you call stars, and they are actual stars, right? Neurodivergent people.
That's it.
To express their creativity in so many ways. And I'm happy to hear what you have to tell us about that and even introduce us to your stars.
Oh, thank you so much.
Give it up for Tula.
Oh, thank you, Janos. Yes. Can I just leave that there and is it on? Or... So I'm going to hand it over to the stars as they come up. Yes, so it's off. Okay, the switch is just on the front. Great, thank you, Janos. So yes, I'm not going to be up here for long because it's really important that you hear from the people that we're supporting. But yes, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation is, what we're all about and why we are. And then you're going to hear from some of the stars that we've supported in the last year or two. So, what is the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation? It's a charity established to support neurodiverse young people who are passionate about one or more of the STEM subjects. And the reason that we do this is really down to a man called Sanjay Mortimer. And if you never had the opportunity to meet him, it's a great shame because he truly was a legend. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Here he is. And he is the reason we are standing here today and doing some great things. So Sanjay was a design and technology teacher in his early years. He had a mate, Dave Lamb, and they were both obsessed with 3D printing. So they bought their first Huxley together in about 2011 and quickly put it together and realized that they could make some changes. There were definitely things that could be improved on. They invented the V4 hot end, which a long time ago now, and thought they'd give it a go at selling it to see if anybody was interested in this invention, this way, this extrusion system they'd come up with. And it flew off the shelves, like in minutes. And they thought, maybe we're onto something here. So they grabbed their mate Josh Rowley, who joined the team, and E3D Online was born back in about 2012. And it is now the global leader in extrusion systems. And Sanjay's role at E3D was visionary. He saw the world differently to a lot of people. He was a trailblazer. He was the guy coming up with all the ideas of the products that people needed before they even knew they needed those products. He played a huge part in revolutionizing 3D printing. It's likely that if you own a 3D printer, there will be something in there that is either Sanjay's invention or a copy of Sanjay's invention. The Honey Dipper is probably the most famous, which is, extrusion, a nozzle that looks like a honey dipper, a heat sink even. So Sanjay was neurodiverse, he had ADHD, and it meant that he was, lovable, chaotic, all over the place, thrived in a crisis, just would like to fly in and solve the problems. But he was also patient, generous, a teacher. He would spend hours and hours on Discord just talking to people about their innovations, their ideas, and just really wanting to support them to make those dreams a reality. So he was just an incredible person to know and super infectious to be around. We sadly lost Sanjay about 3 years ago now. He was just 32 years of age, and it genuinely sent shockwaves through the community, amongst his friends, his family as well, of course. And Dave and Josh, who were utterly heartbroken, instantly knew that we had to do something to remember his legacy and to support young people like him who'd struggled in the young years but really needed to be in a place where they could thrive because they were the change makers of the future. So the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation was born. the job was given to me to set it up and run it, and I went away to look at what the real problem was we needed to solve and why. And I think we all know that neurodiversity is on the rise due to better diagnosis, but also awareness, and also mainly due to proven value, the incredible value that some of these people have. And despite this, in the UK, 1 in 7 people is neurodiverse, but only about 16% of autistic adults have full-time jobs. And of that 16%, a lot of them are underemployed, which means they're in roles that are far below their capability. So despite having skills for STEM, like innovative thinking, creative thinking, problem solving, many of our young people lack the support or confidence because of the many years of feeling different to their peers, or being that problem child at school, or just not fitting in where they should be. They're lacking that empowerment to go forward, get those jobs they need, get into a role where they can truly thrive and be innovative. So the foundation is here to close that gap, to try and be that stepping stone to make sure these kids don't fall through the net so they get to where they want to be. So just a couple more slides, I'm nearly done. So just very quickly, how we help. We, at the moment, this is our eligibility criteria up here. You do need to be between the age of 11 and 25, resident in the UK, unfortunately, but we will, I promise, we will grow and go global. I have a vision. And neurodiverse, and just have some passionate for one of the STEM subjects. So the support we give is completely bespoke. So we work with individual people that apply to us. We find out what it is they're really, truly passionate about, and then we help them in one of sort of 3 ways. We fund resources for them so that they can further the skills in the subject that they're really interested in. That might be a 3D printer, it might be some software for their laptop, it might be a new laptop. I've given kids engines, remote controlled drones, all sorts of things. So depending on their passion, we can fund them stuff to further that passion. Funding for courses, education, further education, online courses, funding to join after-school clubs if they're struggling with funding support for that. And then mentorships, so just providing them with somebody that can help them through, navigate the complexities of life. We could all do with somebody like that, to be fair. And also, I might try and match them with somebody that has knowledge in their specific area. So if they're into robotics, I might try and find them a robotics mentor, that sort of thing. So we're going to hear from some of our stars, but before we do, I just want to tell you why we're all here today, we're able to be here today, and that's a huge thanks to the guys on the screen here, and that's Keep Making, Multiborg and STEMFI. They have managed to give this incredible opportunity for the stars to fly out to Amsterdam, experience this incredible city, but also this awesome event that Yannis has arranged. So yeah, a huge thank you to our sponsors, and yeah, let's hear from some of the stars. So first up, let's invite Kieran to the stage. Thank you, Kieran. Hi, Kieran, how are you?
Good, thank you. You?
I'm very well, thank you. So I'm going to ask you a few things about what's on the board behind us. What is it that you're passionate about, Kieran?
I am passionate about engineering and just helping people general solve problems.
That's brilliant. And how did the SMF help you out?
They helped me. They got me a laser cutter and tutoring lessons with a CAD engineer to help me further skills.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've done with those tools?
I've done things from helping people with wheelchairs and building different parts for them to just help them have a better life, or just do different things from advertising, key rings and all sorts of different things.
And yeah, who are your customers? Who do you sell to?
We've got a lot of different people that work with us, from football teams, for advertising, everywhere. There's lots of people.
That's absolutely brilliant. And what about the future, Kieran? What do you want to do? So Kieran's an entrepreneur. He has this Printovation as his website, so do check it out. Have you got big plans?
Yeah, hopefully. We'd like just to help more people.
Help more people. Aren't you a star? That's lovely, Kieran. Thank you so much. Kieran. Well done. Tom. Is this on? Yes. There you
Hello, I am Tom, and I am a very recent star with the SMF, just a few months, and the SMF have helped me a great deal with education. I never enjoyed school, but I didn't really get the grades I wanted when I finished, so the SMF has helped me greatly with further education, so I can hopefully go on to university and things like that. I'm interested in robotics and mechanical engineering, so I would really enjoy to go on to things like medical engineering, where I can do bionics and prosthetics, where I can help people in a career that I would really enjoy.
Can I show them your next slide? Or do you want to tell us a little bit about this before we go on?
This is a night vision system, so it was just like trying out implementing cameras and video into one of my projects. So it was kind of just a display of what I could do. And I did it with a Prusa XL, which I got from Prusa. It was donated. So that was really good.
Next slide.
Yes, please. So this is my second project. It is a actuating leg, which the SMF have donated the parts, or donated the money for me to work on. So that's hopefully going to help to me. That's hopefully going to help me educate myself on things that I'm really interested in and go into things like bionics and mechanical engineering. Okay.
That's brilliant, Tom. You've actually smashed it. Well done. Thank you, Tom. I'm super excited to see what Tom works on next. Alexis. Hello again. How are you?
What distance do I need to hold it at?
Bit closer, I think.
Here?
Halfway between two.
That'll work.
That'll work. I think that'll work. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your slide, or do you want me to ask you? Yeah.
Ask a question.
Right. So, Alexis, tell us what are you interested in? What's your passion?
So I'm interested in 3D printing, computer science, electronics, programming, and engineering, and just making things for people in general. I find quite a lot of just, first of all, fun, and also at the end of a project, it's that feeling when you finish a project and it's helped someone, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy about 3D printing.
Excellent. And what have we got on the screen behind us? How has the SMF helped you?
So the SMF has helped me by kind of acknowledging the things that I was doing in school at the time by doing a 3D printed project. You can see the kind of bottom in the middle. This is a controller I made for my dad. He had a stroke a few years ago, and the controllers that would work best for him were arcade controllers, but they don't have the dual sticks typically for actually being able to play modern games, not enough buttons. So I figured out a way to have 2 sticks, 2 buttons on the controller, because having about 4 or 8 would be a lot harder to reach, and 4 on the feet. This never worked, by the way. This burnt my finger. I think I soldered something wrong. I was trying to turn it on as a test and might still have the scar, but I'm all right at the moment.
It's good to know. And tell us, what does the future hold for you? Where are you? You're at university, aren't
I'm
you?
currently at university doing the wrong degree. I'm doing computer science and cybersecurity, and especially with how the jobs are going for that, not the greatest. But I am considering doing a internship as a kind of sandwich year, a year in industry, and kind of I hope to at least try doing something more in the engineering field and just slip it past a supervisor and say it's computer science.
Is that a shameless plug for anybody offering an internship by any
Not
chance?
really.
But if anybody is.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant, Alexis. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. Mr. Lucky, here you go. Mr. Lucky, over to you.
Hi, I'm Sam and I'm 15. Learning is one of my passions, but sadly enough, I've got neurodivergencies. So learning is quite difficult for me as I have dyslexia and ADHD. In primary school, it was okay. As the teachers knew me, I had one teacher, but when I moved to secondary school, it was a different issue. Teachers was constantly sending me out of the class because they didn't know which way to help. But in year 8, well, at the end, in year 9, I moved to a UTC in Derby, which is a focus on engineering, which is one of my passions. That's where I reached out to SMF, which then I got in contact to, and they helped me. They supplied me with a laptop, a reading pen, and a 3D printer. These are some of my passions and how they've helped. So, we'll go from the left. That is my 3D printer.
There you go.
That is a time-lapse of me printing a sign for Tula, but someone picked it up after telling me, but then forgot it.
You're joking.
Left it in the hotel room. So, I mean...
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very much for my sign.
So, obviously, that's one of my passions, and I love doing it, and I try to find uses every way I can. That is one of my other passions is photography, which you can see I do aviation photography, so planes and stuff like that is what I like to take photos of, and I've implemented 3D printing into that. I've 3D printed a camera holder that clipped onto my bag, and when I'm not using my camera, it just clips on. I've got lens caps and hoods that I've 3D printed for my lenses so I don't get sun glare. Guitars. I have a small collection. I've 3D printed various stuff from picks to slides. My favourite one was the picks because I just lose them everywhere. And another plane that is completely 3D printed and then LEDs on the internal. When I got my bedroom redone a while ago, I couldn't find anything anywhere that has like planes as a wall decoration. And I just went, you know what, I'm fed up of searching for one, I'll just make one. So I spent a while making it, and then printing it off took a while. Then I did spray paint it, and then sorted out all the LEDs with the remote.
That's awesome.
And yeah, that's just on my wall. And then some photos from the Rep Rap Festival. Just photos I really like.
Yeah, well, you're smashing it. You're winning everything and smashing it. Yeah. So well done, Sam. We can't wait to watch your journey. Well done. Dominic? There you are. Hello, Dominic.
Right. Should you just ask me questions? Otherwise we'll get
right.
long.
Dominic does love to chat, and he knows I'm allowed to joke with him about this because he's so passionate about what he's into. So, Dominic, what is your passion?
Okay, so I'm more interested in the hardware side of things, but I've been dabbling in the programming side of it as well for stuff like my glue gun, where I've built an OS for my software-defined glue gun. If you're familiar with software-defined soldering irons, like the TS80PC or iFixit just came out with one, imagine that mixed with a 3D printer extruder for a glue gun, so it doesn't leak string or have problems with extrusion. So when you press the trigger, you get the same result every single time, and you can change, you have presets depending on what type of glue you're using. And because it's going to use V6 heater cartridges eventually, at the moment it's using some cheap AliExpress heating element I wrapped around a piece I had milled for the hot end. And because it's software defined, it can take 7 and 11 mil using a spring-loaded system to change the size of the extruder. And I've started building out a plug-in system so you can even change what happens when you press the trigger. So rather than, you press the trigger and it continues until you release it, you can have it such that you press the trigger once and it runs until the timer runs out, which can be useful for mass manufacturing, but also can do dots. And because I'm building something of an open standard for that, so theoretically anyone could build plugins for it, but it's not working properly yet. So
right, question one. Okay.
This is what I meant about length questions.
Tell me now, how did the SMF help you, Dominic? What have you done?
Well, most helpfully. So not only mean that I'm here, which is nice, nice to see all of you. But they also provided me with this excellent oscilloscope made by Keysight and the dual bench power supply, which is very useful. In fact, here you can actually see the hot end being tested, which customs did not like. Customs don't like bits of brass, apparently. They were fine with the box full of PCB components. They were fine with that, but bizarrely not metal. Anyway, so you can see there I'm testing the MOSFET heating circuit. So I've got controllable heating. But in order to test that, I needed an oscilloscope. And for those of you who don't know what an oscilloscope is, if you're familiar with a voltmeter that measures voltage, it essentially plots the voltage over time. It's the simplest way of explaining it, very accurately. Another question?
Well, I think we will probably wrap it up. Just where is all this stuff? Where are we?
Well, this is in my parents' spare bedroom.
His parents are loving it, aren't they? They're loving having all this kit everywhere.
My dad is still smiling, so there we go.
There you go. That's happy. Well, Dominic, we can't wait to see what you do with all this. It's incredible stuff, so well done.
And if you want to talk about the glue gun, I've got a box with various bits in it in my bag. So anyway, there you go.
If you just grab that seat at the end of Lexus, then isn't he gorgeous? We need to bottle up Dominic's passion and sell it because it's so fabulous. And then last but absolute not least, let's invite Ted to the stage. So, Ted, have you ever been to the Netherlands before?
Yeah, I came here a few weeks ago with my hockey club and we watched the European Hockey League finals, which was amazing, and we played a few games. We won all the games, which was the first time since we've been here 3 years in a row, and we haven't done that yet.
So it sounds like hockey's a good passion of yours.
Yeah.
Anything else you're passionate about? Anything else?
3D printing.
3D printing. Okay, so how has the SMF, I can't say it, helped you?
I mean, they've been fantastic, obviously. I mean, firstly, they've given me a Bamboo Lab 3D printer, which is way faster and way more better quality. Secondly, put me in touch with Ben Edmonds, who is my mentor and helps me with the stuff I'm not so good at, like the business side of things. And finally, putting me in touch, letting me meet all these amazing stars with the same interests as me. Thank you.
Ted, that's fabulous. Thank you, well done. Now, Pooch, could you come perch on the side of Kieran for a minute, because I'm going to make you all stand up in a sec. Is that right? Oh, thanks, Pooch. Thank you very much. So, I don't know if you all felt that running through nearly every single one of them was their want to help other people, which is just so divine and heart-wrenching to hear, because they all have this passion to help other people, and along the journey that they recognise the journey they've had, and they're all supportive of everybody else having a similar journey to them, which is just, I'd like to give them all a round of applause for doing so well. So well done, guys. So one more minute, but just, how you can help the SMF, talk about us, tell people about us, please do. We're always looking for support in any way. I need to stand that up again, that's why I can't see. Help us look out for potential stars. If you know somebody that could benefit from our support, please let us know. If you're an organisation, you might want to consider making us part of your corporate social responsibility, whether it's fundraising initiatives, a bake sale, whatever, just anyway, we're always looking for funds, as I'm sure you know. Become a mentor. You might be somebody that can help support our stars on this journey they're on. And then, think donate resources. If you have anything that you could think might be useful for any of our stars, do let me know. So that is pretty much it. Last thing to say, we have a 3D printing festival that we run every year to raise money for the foundation. So it's not for profit, it all goes to the foundation. It's called SMF, it's the Sanjay Mortimer Rap Festival. It's amazing. It's about 1,200 people through the doors over the weekend. All the big sponsors are there. You get to see Bamboo Lab, LDO, Polymaker, Prusa, E3D, the list goes on and on and on, and there's crazy fundraising activities and all sorts going on. So if you can pop over to Manchester in March next year, please do come join us. So that is it. Thank you very much. Can I get a photo?
project soon.